My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. This is part second of the presentation. I said Fra Pandolf by design. By design means deliberately. For never read strangers like you that pictured countenance. Here the poet has used a metaphor, reading a face like a book. Pictured countenance. Countenance means face. Fra Pandolf by design for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance, the depth and passion of its earnest glance. The poet uses three adjectives which are used to describe the unusual expression or look on her face. What do they each mean? This is a question for you students. But to myself they turned. Nobody looks at that face without turning to me. Since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you but I. The brackets or the parentheses mean that the Duke tells the listener the painting is behind a curtain. Why? That we will see. And seemed as if they would ask me if they durst. Durst means dared. How such a glance, how such a strange expression or look got there, came there, so not the first are you to turn and ask thus. The listener must definitely have asked this question. Sir, 'twas not her husband's presence only that called that spot of joy into the Duchess' cheek. Here, sir, means that the listener is addressed formally. Was is short for it was. That spot means the blush on the Duchess' cheek. What is the Duke suggesting here? Can you guess? Fra Pandolf chanced to say, her mental lapse over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half-flush that dies along her throat. Here half-flush is ambiguous and refers to a blush but could also refer to the manner of her death that is alluded to later in the poem. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. She was a modest person who got embarrassed by compliments. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. Sir, it was all one. My favour at her breast, the bow of cherries some officious fool broke in the orchard for her, the white mule she rode with round the terrace, all and each would draw from her alike approving speech. Her only crime was enjoying life and not respecting his rank or title. The Duke's The Duke's jealousy is reflected in these lines. He starts to reveal more than he planned, or blush at least. All and each would draw from her alike the approving speech, or blush at least. She thanked men, good, but thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name. The Duke is only concerned about the pride in his wealthy family name. The contrast here is the genuine romance of a posh title. He expects her to value the latter more. Perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say, her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much. Mantle is edge of cloak, that is, show me more arm. Or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half flush that dies along her throat. Here the painter has paid her a flattering compliment. My paint can never reproduce your beauty. And as the mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, it means the lady wanted to show the arm a bit more. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. Courtesy is good manners, and what she thought here was exactly the opposite of what the Duke thought. What do we think the Duke thought? Let us see what is the Duke suggesting here in these lines. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. Note the repetition of TOO in these lines. She liked whatever she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. Here we have anaphoric repetition, that is, repeating words at the beginning of clauses, and polyptotonic repetition in looks, which means repeating words from the same root with slight variations. Sir, it was all one, all the same, the things which are being described below. My favor at her breast, a gift, sometimes flowers, suggests he favors her above others. She is lucky to have him. The dropping of the daylight in the west, the sunset, the bough of cherries, the branch of cherries, some officious fool, interfering fool, broke in the orchard for her. Orchard is a place where fruit trees grow. The white mule she rode with round the terrace, all and each would draw from her alike the approving speech, or blush at least. Why do you think he keeps coming back to the blush? She thanked men good, but thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. The Duke reveals his jealousy and paranoia here by suggesting his Duchess was having an affair. Who would stoop to blame this sort of trifling? The repetition of stoop highlights the Duke's belief that he is better than everyone else. Even had you skill in speech, which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such an one and say, the dashes represent pauses where the Duke gets carried away and reveals personal traits through the internal thoughts. He admits he is not very good at talking, which suggests he didn't discuss his concerns with his wife. He let his unconfirmed fears control him rather than approach the real issue. also contrasts the fact that this is a very eloquent speech to the Count's envoy. Even had you the skill in speech, which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such an one and say, just this or that in you disgusts me, here you miss, or there exceed the mark. He expects them to both be open and honest with each other, but is the Duke? No. And if she let herself be lessoned so, nor plainly set her wits to yours, forsooth, and made excuse, even then would be some stooping, and I choose never to stoop. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, whenever I passed her, but who passed without much the same smile? He believed that she was treating all men the same when she should have placed him above everyone else. This grew. I gave commands. Then all smiles stopped together. There she stands as if alive. These lines are ambiguous and suggest he commanded her to stop smiling and appreciating life, or, the more common reading, he had her killed. Will it please you rise? We'll meet the company below then. I repeat, this is a reminder that they have been sitting and observing the painting.